We're teaching them how to tell stories, how to write stories, and to perform their own stories. But beyond that, I really think we're giving them the tools that they need to apply into their life so that they can better their lives. And we're using theater as a vehicle for that learning.
I remember the first year, I was still a little shy about being able to find my voice. When we did things like mountains and valleys where we have to be able to project, I always felt like I was still holding back because I was kind of scared to always open up. But just that practice and repetition and just little like pushes, such as being able to say, I won't be able to hear you, so I need you to project and I need you to be clear about what you're saying.
Who are you and why do you hide behind a mask?
It's me, your brother, Chacome.
That's impossible. My brother's no thief.
So I don't know, it's just those simple words got to me on a level saying I need to talk and I need to open up.
I like debating on different ideas, combining them, picturing things how it will be. Like even if it's like nothing there, it's just like an empty room, right? And you can picture there's like a unicorn in the background, or there's a griffin flying in the air, and you can use that with your imagination, your creativity. And that's what I feel is very powerful with this program, because kids who've gone to like hell and back can use their creativity that they've always wanted to.
It was during one of the toughest times I can say growing up. It was one of the roughest moments my family were having emotionally. So when I was there, it was kind of a complete opposite atmosphere. Because at home I felt so alone and secluded.
Well, for me, performing was always a way to escape. I would put on shows at home for my family. I would, with my cousin, and we'd put on dance shows. We'd put on little skits. I always used it as a way to make believe and kind of get into this other space that wasn't quite reality.
Being able to emulate yourself in like a third person view. You can come in, have the worst day possible, but by the time you leave, you still feel better because you were able to not only get through the entire session, you had fun doing it, you found something that connected you with it, or you were able just to connect with somebody new that you didn't probably talk to as much.
That takes a lot of courage and trust. If you don't trust the ensemble, then you're not going to be able to do that. It becomes very transformational in that they're sharing something really personal with this person who, 2 months ago they thought was their enemy.
I had to learn that you have to focus on what you're doing. Don't focus on what's around you. Just act like if there's no one there and just read or just preach.
The draft is always the best part because when we put everything on one of those giant Post-its, we see the most craziest options come up. Last year, we were doing a unicorn and pop star thing together. We started in this mystical forest just full of butterflies and rainbows, and then we come to Hollywood. But it's not glam and stars, it's the harsh part of it. So when you start off with such a draft like that, it can go either way. So when we started off there, I was just listening to these kids throwing out name after name, setting after setting, and it was just awesome to hear.
They get to see, the fruit of their work, especially for many of them who've never done anything like this. Everything is new. The idea of rehearsing is new. It's like, we did this yesterday, we got to do it again. Yes, that's rehearsal. You might probably do it 3 more times. Like, this is how it goes.
And you got to find the specific voice or specific stance, or with all these little tiny things that are important to make the perfect project.
It was a grandmother and a mom and a whole just family going through the issues that they had. And in that moment, I saw almost like a flash of what my life kind of felt like. In that moment, I started thinking about, this mom is arguing with her grandma and it's just going exactly along with mine. And it felt like what I was watching is what I just lived. And in that moment, that's when I realized I want to continue acting and I want to work with others and I want to create something. Because as mythical as we made it, it still felt so real.
When you hear students reflect on the process, The main things that I hear them saying often is, I learned how to work with my classmates. I learned how to communicate. I felt safe here. I felt that I could express my opinion. I feel less shy.
How it was for me, I was bullied every day, every single second. Even in class, when the teacher wasn't looking, I would still get bullied. Didn't matter how hard it was, I was still getting bullied. And everyone in that group was being bullied, one way or the next. And so we decided, why not show a form of bullying into a place so people can see what is going on and how people are bullying each other nowadays.
We saw you two holding hands yesterday.
So?
And we're gonna show everyone at the prom.
You know what? People! What is wrong with you?
Tons of things, actually. Come on, Ryan, let's go. Let's just go.
Guys, they're gonna show that video to everyone at school.
Your voice matters. You're talented. You're worthy.
I always had this negativity about myself, but I'm slowly starting to earn that positivity as of right now. I used to think that, oh, no one's gonna wanna, see me on stage, like see me sing and whatnot. But now that I got my chance in the spotlight, I changed immediately. And I'm glad, very much glad. Because I love the spotlight. I don't even care if it's on me, as long as it's on people who I admire. I love that spotlight.
So to see them rise and succeed and feel confident and feel empowered, it is just, it's inspiring. And I just learned to be resilient, from them.